somewhere, right now, a guy in seat 34B just paid $1,200 for a flight I could book for $310. And the wildest part? He probably feels smart about it. He has no idea. You know that feeling. You open a flight search. The price looks fine. You close the tab to think about it. And when you come back, it's up $200, like the airline has a camera in your bedroom. That's not a coincidence. That's a system. And it's designed to make you panic buy. But by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to break that system. How to fly to places like Bali, Lisbon, or Tokyo for the price most people pay for a weekend in their own state. No credit card points wizardry. No, you have to be a travel agent nonsense. Just 10 real ruthless tactics. Airlines built an entire pricing algorithm to confuse you. Today, we're returning the favor. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome to the Jet Set Ledger, where we turn "I could never afford that trip" into "wait, that's all it costs." Quick warning, some of these tips are so simple, you'll be a little annoyed nobody told you sooner. Stick around till number 7. That one alone has saved viewers hundreds of dollars, and most people have literally never heard of it. Alright, tip number 1. Tip number 1. Incognito mode isn't a conspiracy theory. Ever notice prices creep up the more you search the same route? That's not bad luck. That's dynamic pricing. Some airline sites track your searches through cookies and nudge the price up to create urgency. It's basically a used car salesman, but it's a website. The fix? Search in incognito or private mode, and better yet, clear your cookies or use a VPN to check prices from a different location. Sometimes the exact same seat is cheaper if the site thinks you're browsing from a different country. Yes, the airline is quite literally charging people different prices based on vibes. Okay, that one's basic hygiene. But tip number 2, this is the one flight nerds don't want to leave the group chat. Tip number 2, the Tuesday myth is dead. Here's what actually works. You've heard book flights on a Tuesday, right? That's outdated advice from like 2013. Airlines caught on. It doesn't reliably work anymore. Here's what actually moves the needle. Flying on off-peak days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Because business travelers avoid those days, which keeps demand and prices down. Same city, same airline. Sometimes a 40% price difference just because you picked a boring day to fly. Use flexible date search tools. Google Flights calendar view is free and shows you an entire month of prices at a glance. Look for the green boxes. Green is good. Green means the airline hasn't figured out how badly you want this trip yet. Now here's where people's minds actually get blown, because tip 3 involves lying to a search engine, legally. Tip number 3, search everywhere and let the deals find you. Most people search flights backwards. They pick the destination first, then check the price, then get sad. Flip it. On Google Flights, type your home airport, and instead of a destination, type everywhere. It pulls up the cheapest flights out of your city to literally anywhere on Earth, sorted by price. This is how you end up somewhere you never planned, for less than a tank of gas round trip. This is how budget traveler brains are built. Set up price alerts on your top 3 to 5 dream destinations too. Let the algorithm text you for once, instead of the other way around. Now tip 4 sounds insane on paper, but it's one of the oldest tricks in the industry, and it still works. Tip number 4, skip lagging. Use with caution, but know it exists. This is the industry's dirty secret. Sometimes a flight with a layover in your actual destination is cheaper than a direct flight to that same city. Example, a direct flight to Chicago costs $400, but a flight from New York to Chicago to Denver costs $220, and you just get off in Chicago. Laughs. You never board the second leg. It's called skip lagging, and airlines hate it. Quick disclaimer, don't check bags if you're doing this, since they'll go to the final destination, not where you get off. And don't make it a habit on one airline or they might flag your account. Use it sparingly, use it smart. Speaking of things airlines don't want you to know, tip 5 is about a button most people scroll straight past. If you've watched this video to this point and you're interested in more contents, click the subscribe button. Tip number 5, the multi-city trick beats round trip. More often than you'd think, everyone books round trip out of habit, but sometimes booking 2 one-way tickets on different airlines is dramatically cheaper than one round trip ticket. Why? Because round-trip pricing bundles both legs under one airline's pricing rules. Splitting it lets you cherry-pick the cheapest carrier for each leg individually. Think of it like buying concert tickets. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy two singles than one bundle deal. The bundle isn't always the deal. Sometimes it's just marketing. Always price check. Round trip versus two one-ways takes 90 extra seconds. Can save you real money. All right, we're halfway through, and tip 6 is the one that separates tourists from travel hackers. Tip number 6, fly into the second airport. Big cities almost always have a lesser-known secondary airport nearby, and budget airlines love flying into them because the landing fees are cheaper. Paris has Beauvais, London has Stansted and Luton, New York has Newark. Nobody's dream airport, but your wallet doesn't care about vibes. The flight can be half the price. You just take a 45-minute bus into the city center. That bus ride basically pays for itself. Search nearby airports instead of locking into one specific airport code. Now, tip 7 is one of the most underrated tricks in budget travel. Most creators don't even mention this one. Tip number 7, error fares and mistake fares are real. Every so often, an airline messes up. A currency conversion error, a missing zero, a typo in the system. And for a few hours, a $1,800 business class ticket lists for $180. These are called mistake fares, and airlines are legally required in most cases to honor them once you've booked and paid. It's basically the travel version of finding a Rolex in a $5 bin at a yard sale. You won't find these by refreshing Google randomly. Follow dedicated mistake fare alert accounts and deal tracking sites, and turn on notifications. When it drops, you may have only a 2 to 6 hour window before it's fixed. Book first, ask questions later. Okay, tip 8 is about the one app most budget travelers swear by and the one mistake that ruins it. Tip number 8, set price alerts, then actually wait. Here's the psychological trap. You find a decent price and you panic book because you're scared it'll go up. Sometimes that's exactly what the airline wants you to feel. Set a price alert instead. Google Flights, Skyscanner, and Hopper will track the route and notify you when it drops. Prices fluctuate constantly based on seat inventory, not just demand. Patience isn't just a virtue here, it's a discount. Rule of thumb, for international flights, prices are usually best booked 2 to 5 months out. For domestic flights, 1 to 3 months. Book too early or too late, and you're basically donating money to the airline. Tip 9 is short, simple, and will instantly change how you pack. Ready? Tip number 9. The budget airline fee trap. Budget airlines advertise a $39 flight and then charge you for a carry-on, a seat selection, printing your boarding pass, and apparently breathing the cabin air. By checkout, that $39 flight is $140. Always compare the total price, including your actual baggage needs, not just the advertised price. Sites like Google Flights are starting to show baggage fees up front, so use that filter. Pack a personal item-sized bag that meets the free allowance so you're not caught off guard at the gate paying even higher fees. Budget airlines aren't a scam. They're a puzzle. Solve the puzzle, win the trip. And tip 10 is the one I saved for last because it ties every other tip together. Tip number 10, stack everything with a rewards credit card strategically. This isn't about drowning in credit card debt. It's about using one travel rewards card for purchases you're already making, then redeeming those points for flights. Sign-up bonuses alone can be worth $500 to $800 or more in flight value. Combine that with everything you just learned, off-peak days, secondary airports, and mistake fares, and you're not just saving money. You're basically finding loopholes in a system designed to make you overpay. Rule: only do this if you pay your balance in full every month. The moment you start paying interest, you've erased the entire savings. This tip only works if you're disciplined, otherwise skip it entirely. Let's run it back real quick. Incognito mode, off-peak days. Search everywhere. Skip lagging, one-ways versus round trip, secondary airports, error fares, price alerts, fee traps, reward stacking. 10 tricks. 0 of them require you to be rich. All of them require you to stop booking like it's 2015. Somewhere that guy in seat 34B is still paying full price. You're not going to be that guy. If this saved you even one flight's worth of stress, do me a favor. Hit subscribe because next week I'm breaking down how to fly business class for economy prices. That video is coming. Drop a comment with the cheapest flight you've ever booked. I read every single one, and honestly, some of you are absolute legends at this. This has been the Jet Ledger. Fly smart, fly cheap. I'll see you in the next one.